Hello, and welcome to the FM podcast. I'm Jen Fritz, and I run Fritz Media, a music publicity and digital marketing firm located in Vancouver, Canada. And this is episode number 44 of the podcast. So the topic of this week's show is content creation fatigue. And joining me on the show this week is Vancouver musician Ché Aimee Dorval, who released her new full-length album, The Crowned, earlier this year. And since she's coming off a cycle of album promotion, she definitely knows a thing or two about having to churn out the content to promote your album. We had a really great conversation and discussed how hard it can be for indie musicians to do all of the things that come along with promoting your music on social media. It was a really great talk, and I hope you enjoy it. Here's my conversation with Ché Aimee Dorval. Well, hello, Ché. How are you doing today?
Hi. I'm good. I'm living life.
You seem surprised.
I am every day. Every single day I'm surprised. But you know what? It's 5:43 p.m. and we did it.
We did it.
We did a day.
Yeah. For the listener, we've been trying to do this interview for a while now, and third time's a charm.
Yeah.
I
and
feel
that's
good.
on me. And I love you, and I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I forgive you.
I'm glad we're here, though.
Yeah. So full disclosure, you and I have worked together on a couple of projects in the past, including your most recent album, The Crown.
Oh, yeah.
We know each other already.
Yeah.
But for our listeners, why don't we start with how you got started in music? How did your big music career begin? Take us back, Ché.
My big career. Well, it was 100 years ago. I guess I started out singing in this one club called Café Montmartre. I always say that wrong, and I'm half French, so I should probably get that right. I started singing there once a week, and then I think from then on, I just sort of, fell in love with it and started writing songs and decided to just ignore all my classes and, graduated high school thinking I'm going to be a musician, and then did what a lot of people do, which is sort of shit the bed and said I was a musician while not really doing much. And then my mom, who's very pushy, signed me up for a talent search, which I would never have done on my own. And I did it, and then I won it. And I feel like sometimes you get kind of roped into a path that you wouldn't want to get off, but you also can't get off. That was the beginning of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then I just started releasing albums and met some really wonderful people and chose my own path eventually. And now here we are.
Do you feel like there was no other path other than being a musician? It was going to happen that way no matter what happened?
Yeah, I think so. And I'm not sure why. I can't figure out if it's because there was literally nothing else that I was good at or enjoyed, or if I just was really decisive. And if you think of me as a person, it's probably not the latter. So
not decisive.
I don't know. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, I think most creative people will say something similar in the sense that they're going to do this no matter what. And you kind of have to have that drive in order to get anywhere in a creative field anyway. You have to believe that it's going to work for you, or that this is the only thing you can do. If you don't have that, then, it's a tough road.
Definitely.
It's a tough road, even if you do have it, right?
Oh my God. Yeah. You have to, I think for me, it's not even, and I don't know if this is not advice, but it's not even believing that it'll work out in the best way possible. It's just this is the path. Here we are. Wherever it lands, whatever it becomes is what was supposed to be. Give it your all. You have to choose something in life. You may as well choose this.
Yeah.
If it brings you a modicum of joy.
Oh, definitely is. Yeah. Yeah. You have to really want it and love it in the first place to kind of get through all the rest,
Yeah.
right? So, which, you know, brings me to the topic for this week's show, which is content creation fatigue. And that's a subject that any musician can relate to. And I thought you'd be a really good person to talk to about this because you actually wrote a tweet about it.
Was I swearing?
No, but it came across my feed like a couple of months ago, and there was a pretty good conversation about it, sparked by your tweet on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually going to pull up the tweet.
Okay.
You write so many tweets, you probably even forget that you wrote it. But
definitely forget that I wrote it.
Okay, so it says the amount of everyday content an artist has to produce these days just to keep up / stay visible on social media, which is sadly so important, leaves me feeling really overwhelmed, somewhat paralyzed. I feel guilty if I'm glued to my phone, but also guilty when I'm not.
Yeah.
Oof. Big feelings there, hey?
Just a whole lot of guilt.
So what was the overall thing that kind of led to you writing that tweet?
Oh, what was it? What month was that? Does it say?
It does say. Let's go look. It was February 1.
Okay. So that was, I guess, like a couple weeks after I released this album.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just feeling it. I was like, I'd already released 3 singles, and like 3 music videos, and then in between all of that, there was all the the album's coming out, like content. I think for some reason I thought okay, when the album's out, you can take a little breath and just chill for a minute, which is so not the case. And anyone will tell you that. And they did tell me that. And I don't know why I thought that I could have a breather, but I did. And then I realized along with if you wait a couple days, this algorithm smacks you around a little bit and sort of puts you to the bottom of whatever list they have going. And so the people who have sort of signed up who are interested in your music and hearing what you have to do and, actively signed up for that, they don't even get to hear your announcements. And so it's sort of a couple weeks after my album, I realized, oh, now you're going to have to go even harder to reach the people that already want to hear you, much less the people you want to get on board later. And it just seems so overwhelming.
Yeah.
And I'm not really I didn't do this because I'm particularly a look at me sort of person.
No.
I just I like music. I love music. I love writing music. It makes me feel good. I want to connect to people in that way because that the people who I've connected to who are musicians, that's meant the world to me,
Yeah.
Yeah. So not being that sort of personality, I've had to step out of my comfort zone so drastically, but every single day. And it gets so draining.
Yeah, it is a lot.
Yeah.
And for anyone listening that doesn't know, when you talk about the algorithm, basically what Ché is saying is you have to post consistently in order for the algorithm to favor you. And if you don't, then when you post, nobody sees it.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you take a month off, which a lot of artists do, and then decide to start posting again, nobody is seeing that.
No one's seeing it.
So.
It was crazy. I saw it in the numbers.
Yeah.
And they changed, I think they changed the algorithm a year or 2 ago because it wasn't this crazy, but
yeah. Well, on Instagram, it changes all the time. Nobody knows, but yeah. It is mostly on Instagram. Instagram and Facebook are where this happens the most.
Oh my God. Yeah. And I've also noticed, which is super shady, for example, this happened on Facebook first. If you pay for an ad, say I had a show and I paid for an ad to tell people I had a show. And once they know that you will spend money, all the posts you make after that ad, if you had 700 people who've liked it, you then go down to 20. And I think it's Facebook being oh, well, you want to get back to that level, just pay for another ad.
Yeah, basically saying fuck your organic reach that you had in the first place, right?
Yeah.
That is shady, man.
It's so shady.
Oh. For an artist like you, that would be super frustrating because you are actually in terms of like actual fans and organic reach, you're one of the artists that I work with that I see it the most, that I can actually, you have a lot of fan engagement online. There's a lot of commenting, across all platforms, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Instagram. So you have really good fan engagement. But yeah, it is hard to keep up with that, right?
Yeah.
It's so difficult.
It's so weird. Oh, man. It'd be nice. This is probably terrible, but there were murmurs of like TikTok being shut down because of a whole slew of things, like political things. And like every bone in my body was just like, oh my God, wouldn't it be wonderful if like it just went away? And then maybe all of them kind of went away. But then you're sort of faced with the reality of like, this is how you reach people now, and it can be a tool in your toolbox. Like there are positives to it.
It's hard to remember that sometimes, though. I say that to artists a lot because I do understand how frustrating it is. But, 20 years ago, there was really no way for you to effectively reach out to your fans immediately.
Yeah.
And so you kind of have to look at it like this is a free way for me to talk directly to my fans. That's incredible.
It's beautiful. That's gorgeous, that part.
Yeah. So
yeah, I think maybe it's the algorithm I have my poems with.
And you know what?
That's what it is.
That's totally fair. So, the lines between separating online and offline can become really blurry for musicians. I often talk about this with artists, and in a way that's like, you have to choose how much of yourself you want to share online. And in a world where, authenticity is the thing that we always tell artists to have in their online spaces, how hard do you find it to ride that line, to, decide which parts of yourself to share and which not to?
It's not as hard, just because I'm a pretty open person in everyday life. And I feel like that should extend to the internet. I mean, with the caveat that it can be a pretty scary place, and there's so many different like views and ideas, and there is a danger factor. I find if you're too open about certain things, like death threats and like all of those things are a reality, and like I don't have the thick skin for that.
Yeah,
that's terrifying.
No, no, it's true.
Yeah.
Like sharing political views can especially, as a woman, as a Black woman, that's like terrifying, right? And also sharing anything as a woman that even is
oh my God,
can be viewed in a sexual way. Like if you're open about your sexuality, that just opens it up for men
right, like as an invitation. It's like no, it's not an invitation. It's just a part of me that doesn't exist in a vacuum. Like sexuality is a part of everyone, right?
Yeah.
But the fact that we have to keep it so like hush hush for safety is kind of sad. But that said, like I'm always going to speak about political things, because if you have a platform, you like what else? I mean, it's a part of the music, like if you're writing from the heart and that's what's on your mind, then it's a part of the conversation, even if it's scary to put it out there. So yeah, I guess I struggle. I guess I struggle with it, but then I always end up just doing it. I have to be open.
Yeah. It is the only way, but I think some people are built for it and some people aren't. I mean, but I think that's any time that you're putting anything out into the world, you just kind of have to be ready for the negativity that comes back sometimes.
Yeah,
right?
Totally. And I'm sure like we've had our practice over the years just existing as a human in like this space, right?
Exactly.
So I guess it's just another level.
Yeah. Oh, one more thing. That's great.
Yeah.
So content creation fatigue, or, sometimes people call it digital burnout. It's something that's experienced by, musicians and also like many people. I experience it. It happens in, many different industries. But I think that the thing that is especially difficult for musicians is that there's kind of already so many things to do.
Yeah.
And that includes making the music in the first place. So like before you,
oh my God, yes.
before you even like have to figure out your social media plan, you have to like make the music and, figure out how you're going to release it. And there's just so many things, which is why it's, definitely something that takes a toll on your mental health for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Do you kind of have any tricks or ways of handling your workload so that you don't get too overwhelmed and stressed?
I think I'm like figuring it out as I go right now with this album, because in the past, as you know, my plan, my like mental health sort of routine was to like release something and then to just pretend it never happened and then live a life.
Yeah.
Which is healthy for, the living the life part, but not for paying for the life or having a career.
Yeah.
So like in this out, like with this, I wrote the album, which was a long process and a beautiful process. And my dog's just like, heads up, if there's any noise, there's a raccoon in the yard and my dog has just seen it and like shit's gonna happen.
It's exciting.
Now. But anyways, yeah. So I, released the album and then focus on all the back end of it, like who's going to distribute it, like what music videos are going to exist, the PR campaign, like all of that, and then dive into that. And then afterwards, I think the mental health aspect is sort of adding members to your team so it's not all on you.
Yeah.
You're not so alone in it.
Definitely.
So you can have some space.
Yeah.
And like, for example, social media, like my husband loves social media and I'm very lucky that he does. So he helps me with it, which allows me to like take a time out,
yes,
write music, which is the point.
Yeah.
So yeah, just teammates, I think.
Yeah. You need help.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, like the number one thing is you can't do everything yourself. And also like figuring out how to do social media management is difficult. It has a steep learning curve.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like you had some help in figuring that out. And that makes sense. Because, I mean, you did great, by the way, like throughout the album campaign.
Thanks.
Your posting was fantastic.
I was trying really hard. I also had advice and help from this company called Don't Try. They actually taught me a lot about social media. And actually, this is a really good tip. If you plan out your month, like your posts per week and your content, and you like say like spend a week like getting it all together and then just like have that sort of like cash to draw from. And then it's way less stressful. Like, yeah, that really helped.
I know. I definitely tell artists to do that too, but that's easier said than done sometimes, right? But if you just sit down and plan it out, it won't be as overwhelming when it comes to like posting for the week. And you can always like pre-post, like, use a scheduler like Buffer sometimes too, or it's good to at least know what you're kind of going to do.
Yeah. Because time passes. Like before I did that, I'd be like, well, I just posted a couple days ago and it was like 3 weeks ago and like not good for trying to get an album out there.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
You kind of touched on this a little bit, but I'm going to talk about TikTok here for a second. TikTok's become an extremely powerful platform for music discovery, for music promo, fan engagement, for artists at every level. And labels are now evaluating, whether or not to sign a new artist just based on their TikTok follower, whether they've gone viral. They're using it to determine marketing budgets for their signed artists just based on the number of followers and, the uses of sound and user-generated content. I'm wondering what you think about this in general, and also what do you think it means for the music industry overall? It's a big question.
It's a big question. I don't know what it means for the industry. I think, obviously everything's changing as it always will. The old way will never, stay. So I can't necessarily say that it's a bad thing. I personally don't want to be I don't want to have to think about it as much as you're supposed to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know that much about it. And maybe does it exist across all like genres in the same way? Like is the TikTok audience sort of like geared towards maybe more popular music or
I would say like
pop-oriented music or
for the most part, yes, but also there have been lots of trends that have taken off that are in different genres.
Right.
But for the most part, just like generalizing, I would say so. But that's probably just because what is the most popular genre of music right now, and that's pop music.
Yeah.
That's just where we're living. And I'm waiting for rock to come back. I've been waiting for a while. It's gotta like I feel like we're getting there. But I mean, because the circle will always come around, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, bring me back the 90s. I just want us to get back to that, because we hit this stage, like, this is going to date myself, but I don't care because the listeners know that I am a Gen Xer. But like in the late 80s and early 90s, music was like just the worst pop ever.
Mm-hmm.
And then like Color Me Bad, like, just I mean, there was some fun dance stuff happening in there too, but then all of a sudden grunge hit, and then it was like, yes. And I'm waiting for that moment to happen.
I'm also waiting for that moment. I'm with you. There have been like, I don't know, the bands that I love the most right now are like Fontaines DC and Amyl and the Sniffers and like Sleaford Mods. And there's definitely something happening in that realm.
Like you can feel it rumbling, right? Like that's how I feel. Yeah.
I can feel it rumbling. And maybe it doesn't have to take over. Like it doesn't have to be the most popular genre, but as long as there's like...
Yeah, maybe it's a different time too, because I mean, we don't have like... There's so much content that we just don't have like monoculture. Like there's no monoculture anymore in the way that there was back in the 90s, right? But
which is cool, which is super...
Oh, definitely.
That's actually quite beautiful. Yeah. So yeah, like in regards to TikTok, like the way that I comfort myself with this whole idea is my favorite bands that are doing like very, very well right now. I don't see them on TikTok. So like, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
No, it's good too. And the other thing, we talked about this a bit on the last episode, but you don't have to be on every platform.
No.
You can pick which platforms work for you and then just, be on those. Because if you're not comfortable with a platform, the regular users know that.
Yeah.
And this is not very authentic and real. Like you feel like you're trying too hard. And I see it on TikTok all the time, especially with musicians who are like, think they have to be there. And like you're watching it and it's sometimes cringeworthy because they don't know what they're doing and they're not maybe comfortable in front of a camera. And it's hard.
And like, I don't want to do a skit. There's a reason I'm not an actress. I don't like improv. Like, I don't want to do a skit. So, like, maybe I get off TikTok.
Yeah. It's okay. You don't have to do it. It's fine. Wrapping things up just a little bit here. We've talked about the downside of social media. Let's talk a bit about the good side. I like to leave things on a positive note. You're someone who's created a substantial fan base over time. And a good thing about social media is being able to talk directly to your fans. Do you have any examples of good social media moments or maybe something that happened online that was a real positive for you?
There have been a lot of moments because the people who like my stuff are just, I've met a lot of them and they're just really beautiful people. So yeah, there've been a lot of moments, but one of them that sticks out was when my uncle Pat, who was like my father figure growing up and just like, so important to me, when he passed, I made a post, as you do, because I loved him and he was magical. And the amount of people that like responded and reached out and were just really like lovely and supportive, and it felt genuine and real, and it felt like a community.
Oh, that's nice.
That was a really special moment that meant a lot to me. Yeah, I think all of the interactions I've had, almost like 99% of them have just been so beautiful. It makes you makes you want to keep going, you know?
Yeah.
Because you're right. You have that direct response.
That's why
real
you do it in the
people,
first place, right? Like that's
beautiful. Yeah. And so and the stories of people who just reach out and they're like, you know, your album was on repeat during this time in my life that was really hard and like it got me through. And that means so much to me because that's how I feel about music. And if I can do that for someone, that's gorgeous. And yeah, so social media is great. It is. I wish we didn't have to contend with an algorithm, but like the people part's nice.
You know, this is where we are. This is where we are.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think like now's probably a good time to head on over to our fresh content segment. Every week on the show, we discuss our favorite piece of music content for the week, and we always like to start with the guest.
Yeah.
So, Ché, what do you got?
Okay. So I can do just an album, right? Or
you can do whatever you want.
I can do whatever I want. Okay, so this band has been around forever, and I've always heard their name, and I've known that they're amazing. But you know how you just never really listened.
You didn't get to it.
Yeah,
you just didn't get to it.
I didn't get to it, but I finally got to it, and the Sadies are so good. They're so good, and it sucks that I found them you know, one of the members just passed, and right after this gorgeous album they released called, I think it's Colder Streams. I think that's what the album's called. But like every single track, and I never feel this way, and like I wouldn't lie, like every single track is just its own version of genius, and I love it.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. I love when that happens, when one, you listen to an album and you like it in its entirety, because that's very rare these days.
Oh, so rare. Yeah.
So rare. And also when you discover something later and you're like, oh my God, but that is the good thing about music. Yeah. It's always there for you to discover.
Yeah. That is quite beautiful. That makes me think of Nick Drake, right?
Yes.
Like we all discovered him so much later.
No, totally. But it's always going to be there for somebody to discover, which I say to musicians all the time when they're like feeling down or something about, you know, their music or it's not getting enough attention. I'm just like, it's always there.
It's always there.
People will find it. Don't
give
worry.
it time. Yeah.
On that note, my fresh content's a little bit of a downer, but it's okay. And
I love it. That's my whole world.
Yesterday, we heard that Tina Turner died, and which was just, she is one of my all-time faves, one of the best to ever do it. Just love her. Yes. But I want to recommend the HBO documentary, Tina, that came out a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. It is, I'm sure that I've already done it as a fresh content on the show. And if that's true, I am sorry, because I love music documentaries. So I often use them for my fresh contents. But I just want to recommend it for younger generations that maybe aren't that familiar with Tina Turner, just to see what an incredible musician and performer she was. And
and person.
And just who she was and how that lent itself to the music landscape as a whole.
Yeah.
You know, like Mick Jagger would not dance the way he dances if not for Tina Turner. There's so many things that you just, you know, you would never know because it was a Black woman that she
inspired. She
did so much for music. Yeah. Check it out. It's on HBO or Max or whatever it's called now, but in Canada it's on Crave. So it's just called Tina.
I saw that actually yesterday.
Yay! Did you love it?
Yeah. I was like, oh, I'm definitely watching that.
You just,
I didn't see
it,
but I saw it on Crave and I've earmarked
you'll love it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. I love her too. She's the best. R.I.P. We love you, Tina.
She's so strong. We love you.
We love you, Tina.
Don't go.
Oh, man. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Ché. Do you have anything you want to plug before we go?
What do I want to plug? I've just got a lot of shows coming up. Yeah, I've got a bunch. I'm playing North by Northeast on the 16th, June 16th. What else? There's just lots of shows, and I have a new record.
Yeah. So people could go to your website maybe to find the shows?
Perfect. Yeah. I hope. Oh my God. Did I update it?
And
I think I did.
And what's your website? Tell the people what your website is.
It's my name.com, but my name has a lot of vowels. So it's CHEAIMEEDORVAL.com. And I just put a new picture up that is not fitting the width format. So all you can see is my elbow, but it's fine.
Okay, guys. Don't worry about it.
It's okay. Elbows are good too.
We'll link to your website in the show notes, as well as to both of the fresh content suggestions that we had. And that is about it. Thank you again for joining me. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for having me. You too. Bye.
That was such a great chat. I really hope you liked it. And thanks again to Ché for coming on the show. Thanks so much for listening to the FM podcast. If you like the show, please tell your friends and give us a 5-star rating and review in Apple Podcasts. It really helps us out, and it also helps people to find the podcast. So if you can just take the time to do it, doesn't take long. We'd really appreciate it. The FM podcast is produced by Fritz Media with production assistance from Carla J. If you want to learn more about Fritz Media, check out our website at fritzmedia.ca. And you can follow us on Facebook. We're at Fritz Media. And on Instagram and Twitter at Fritz_media. And if you want to learn more about the podcast, go to thefmpodcast.com. A big thank you to Said the Whale for providing the theme music for the show, and you can find them at saidthewhale.com. Okay, so we're going to go out with our song of the week this week, which of course is a song from Ché. This is the title track from her new album. Here's The Crowned.
I didn't warn you. Sure, it took a little longer, but we found a little hole in the loop. A weak spot to use. Gone from the ground, here we are with the crown. Music and sound, great again. We walked among the silenced, hindered your steady violence, prepared to be the thorn in your side. You thought we would abide, but fast in your tracks, we're on to you. You're tasting the bitter truth. Gone from the ground, here we are with the crown. And music and sound, better get used to that. Gone from the ground, here we are with the crown. And music and sound, better get used to that. We're fast in your tracks. You're facing the facts. Gone from the ground, here we are with the crown. Music and sound, better get used to that. Gone from the ground, here we are with the crown. And you
Bye. I'll see you next Tuesday.